Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and thank you for the super thanks. So today's a little bit, let's say, well, it's definitely adult entertainment purposes here today with the subject of what Lady C suggested is cocaine for the boys club. Yes, the boys club and Harry's frozen, you know what? And why would you have that on a boys club out in the middle of nowhere and cocaine with just a bunch of guys and his, you know what, getting frozen and issues like that are leaking out. Allegedly entertainment purposes only. That is for rough sex. How would you do that? You just rub it in the nether regions and it just sort of transfers, right? It sort of reminds me of what H.G. Tudor says, any hole will do. Yes, I think he liked the idea of leaving the royals also so he can engage in these kind of activities. Rough activities, you know, chains, leather, parties. They have a lot of fun, you guys. They have a lot of fun. From my own experience of a gay male that I became pretty close with when I was selling furniture. He was actually my favorite person to hang with. He told me how wild the parties were. And he said that they could actually get a straight guy to go along. And it was because of the parties. And many of them were in the closet. It's because they're wild, they're crazy, they're off the charts. And they can't get that with a heterosexual relationship. Can't get some chick to go along, I guess. Is what he described. So I kind of got in and heard a lot of that inner workings and what those parties are like. And they do have sort of clubs, okay? So I think this is kind of the Boinkers Club. Probably Harry was the president and quite possibly the organizer of these little parties. And I think he also, allegedly entertainment purposes, enjoys the outside, far away from humanity and prying eyes. So, you know, doing it outdoors, guys like doing it outdoors. I'm just saying it, right? They just like being with nature and doing what nature, being just like an animal. So, a little bit, yeah, I know. I'm getting kind of on the dark side today. I liked watching Samantha on Sean Atwood, excuse me. Yeah, she was talking about Meghan and her porky pies and how could the marriage possibly last? And they're definitely at odds, and the odds are against them. And Megyn Kelly has over 100 lies that Meghan has done. And you know, they were saying on this interview with Sean Atwood that they're letting Markle's letting Harry take the heat right now. And one of them said that it was like the chef left the kitchen. So she isn't hiding. She's letting all the mud sling back on Harry because we know she's, I'm sure divorce has already been discussed and it's just a matter of time. And, you know, so that's one thing to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about the boys club, the boys boinking club. So, yeah, and, you know, just so you know, she's not going to have a good life, you guys. She's not going to have a good life. What happens when they age? Just so you guys can be at peace of mind knowing what's coming for her. I got this from Mindful Living on YouTube. Very good channel if you want to follow it. You know, with age, they get worse. They don't get that adulation and attention. It will wane. Any provocation will set them off. Rules don't apply to them, still do not apply to them. They feel they have the right to anything and everything. They cannot hold that mask up as they age. They become more toxic, more slights, more nasty rebuttals and comments and so forth, and monologues. You're going to hear lots of monologues. And it's sort of that rejection card of the Ace of Wands in reverse is how I pin that. What else did they say? They said here, as they age comes the mask. The mask comes off. That is that Seven of Swords in reverse. They become at ease with the victim mindset. Markle's already there. She's been rejected by Hollywood. Hollywood has said no to them. They got blocked from a big Hollywood party. Not interested. The mask is off. Seven of Swords in reverse. They get exhausted from you know, garnering attention, trying to get that attention. So it gets old, they can't get it, so that mask falls off. They become just super nasty old people. If you were a nice person when you were young, you become nicer as you age. If you were nasty as a person when you were young, you get nastier as you age. It does not improve. They do leave a wake of broken relations. That is the Three of Swords. Relationships don't thrive because it never was a true bond. There is no give and take. It's all one-sided. That is that Six of Pentacles card. That give and take, there is none. It's all one-sided. What are you giving me? It cannot balance. It cannot maintain. So they end up dying alone, in essence. They don't want to improve. They don't want to hear of their shortcomings. No insight, no enlightenment. So they end up dying alone. They'll be lucky if one person's by their side, some unlucky soul who decided to stick it out. Yes. Probably their caretaker, more than likely. They would rather suffer isolation rather than take any assessment of themselves. So they do tend to self-isolate. What else? Anyways, what else I want to say? Scooby wants attention. Scooby-Doo wants attention for his book. He's pissing and moaning that he's not getting any reaction from the royal family. Why? Because he wants to do circular arguments and he wants to include it in his book called Endgame. Endgame's going to be the end of him, okay? That's basically what's going to happen. So what do you do with that? Yeah, it's that wall that's been put up by the royal family. Good for them. That silence is killing them, absolutely killing them. More engagement means more problems, so they've completely disengaged. They basically have put up what's referred to as a wall of pleasantness. Yes. You can do that in your own personal life, by the way, with the narcissist in your life. There is no yelling, no caving in. You disengage by putting the responsibility back into their lap. You do not solve the problem for them. It's like love and logic parenting. I have a love and logic book here. I should bring it out someday. It's like with a child. They have a problem. You don't solve it for them. You shove it right back on their lap and say, I'm sure you'll figure it out. The more you mow the lawn for them, the less they grow. So you don't mow the lawn for the adult either, even though they're an elderly narcissist, okay? There's a book called Codependency Recovery, Facing Codependency by Pia Melody, which is highly, highly recommended if you are in a codependent relationship and you want to learn how to heal yourself from codependency. And I will repeat that name again. That is Pia. It's on Amazon. Excuse me. Yeah, it's on Amazon. And it's Pia Melody. Yep, and it's about all codependency and healing it. And really, that's why you ended up in that situation to begin with, is because of codependency. So there you have it. So I would like to do a spread on the boys club. Yeah, the Boinkers Club. The Boinkers Club. That's what I'm calling it. Who knows? I'm sure they have some nickname for themselves. So what goes on out in the wild? It goes on out in the wild. How does that wild parties go? And I'm sure it's like a little secret society club that he has. Hey, we're all going hunting. Oh, we're going this. I'm sure they do various adventures. Like I said, my gay friend, he loved his parties. He loved his parties. There you go. That wants out. I will take that from the bottom of the deck. Subconsciously, they know that it can take them down, so no recovery. They don't want that to happen. Got to avoid it at all costs. Not be able to rebuild yourself. So this is why they want to go out in the wild. Let's go on a trip. Let's go on a boys trip. Bring the cocaine and don't forget it. So we can get crazy and wild, allegedly entertainment purposes. Yeah, so let's pull some more. The main card. So that's subconscious. That's underneath it. They want to avoid disaster. Total averting disaster is what they're trying to do with that tower in reverse. Let's get the feelings in the situation for the boys club. There we go. So here we go. They want to make a proposition here. So let's get together here. Gather your stuff with the Ace of Pentacles. That's basically, it's an opportunity. Let's get together. It's a worldly get together. It's a reward. It's feeling reward. It's an opportunity. You want to go, but I feel with this Knight of Wands in reverse, they don't want people to know. It is a fearless new direction, but they're a little bit overly confident here. It's sort of a short-lived situation. It is taking a fearless direction, but it's kind of shallow. They're not really taking charge of their life truly. And it is a passionate, adventurous sort of situation. They're being very daring, and they know damn well that can hit a wall. They could hit a wall. They could run into disaster. So I think that's why this fearless new direction is a risk, and they know it's a risk. They know the proposition is huge risk, which can end in failure for them. So they want to be very cautious. Let's go out to the wild where the animals live and no one will see us. Challenging position. Challenging position. There you go. Lovers, testing the relationship. Yeah, who wants to go? But we got to be careful. Nobody's really truly committed either with that card. And so it's just testing. It's just, let's have fun. But this can always go really badly. It can easily go badly. So that's the Lovers. Hey, let's get together. Who wants it? Yeah. And that's a challenge in keeping the secret, more than likely. There we go. Feelings in the situation. The top of the deck here we have here is it could go bad. We can have bad karma, bad luck, and lots of anxiety. So this is the rest and recovery. It is about rest and recovery, but it's just anxiety filled. It's a huge risk with these two cards. It can go very badly, which would affect their finances, affect their livelihood, because this here, the wheel is the wheel of fortune. It has to do with your money. So they don't want to lose their money. They don't want to risk it. They don't want the destruction of it. They don't want the bad reputation. Very anxiety prone, because this could affect my livelihood. So it could go very badly. So that's why they go out to the wild. Got to keep it as down low key as possible. Allegedly entertainment purposes. Yeah, I got to keep saying that. Okay, 5 of Cups in the past position. In the past, it was all 5 of Cups because they were bored, disappointment in love, regrets, a lot of painful experiences for them, feeling kind of let down, breakups and loss. So, I would say a lot of them broke up. They're no longer connected. It's a broken up situation. But when they engage in this kind of stuff, there's a sort of emotional loss feeling, trying to find the silver lining in the situation. Could have been some other silver lining with a little Coke on it. But I digress. Yes, pardon me there. A little rude maybe, but hopefully you're laughing. That is that silver lining. Allegedly entertainment purposes. Okay, hidden energy. What do I have here? Hidden energy, judgment. Yeah. So they want to make sure that everybody has let go. There's forgiveness afterwards. Let's make sure no one's holding on to any grudges. If it doesn't go well with the lover boy, let go of the grudges. Forgive. We're going to pretend we're idealistic here. We're idealistic and we're putting out positive messages for each other. And they want to avoid the spies, gossip, and people collecting information. So their mind is very open and very aware, because that's mind opening up, that they want to maintain this idealistic, perfect, loving energy, even if it goes bad. So that's why it's a testing of a relationship, and things may not go well because they're already in a disappointed situation. They know it could totally destroy them. They know it can totally destroy them. They know it could affect their finances in future with bad karma, bad luck. And they know very darn well that someone can easily take that information and go and be that emotional manipulator, using other people to emotionally regulate them. And so it's really just being, with this card here, this is a seduction. This is just being a seducer. So the Knight of Cups is a seducer. So it's all about seduction. The seduction is the perfect thing. They don't really truly want a relationship, because it's just kind of temporarily testing it, I would say, and making sure that everyone, acts on their best behavior, I feel. Letting go. Let's just let go if it doesn't go well, and let's all try and get along. But we got to be careful of spies, of someone that could turn us all in essence. So there's a lot of fear here, a lot of anxiety and worry, I would say, which is probably brought on by drugs too. And then we have here the Knight of Swords in reverse. So with the Knight of Swords in reverse here is someone being overbearing and cruelty and harshness. and taking that message out, you know. So they don't want that going out. They don't want that mission going really bad. This would be that narcissist in the group who takes that swift, unstoppable action and then possibly takes it out and works against them. So that there's that real fear aspect of someone not being loyal to the club. Feelings in the situation. Oh, excuse me, another card here. That's the feelings in the situation. What was it? That's the root cause, the root, sorry. Not enough coffee this morning. So anyways, the next position is the feelings in the situation. This here is the prisoner of the mind, caught up in their mind. So they know this could go very badly. It's self-imposed. They know that what they're doing can go super south. It could go really south and may not be able to overcome the situation because it's an 8. And so if someone runs off and narcs on us and is grandstanding, it could really affect us. I mean, how are we going to forgive this person who turns south on us and decides to take the information and run with it, which it looks like that has happened. That has happened because the story's leaking out, I would say. I guess Lady C is doing a lot of hinting these days. I haven't seen the video, but she's doing a lot of hinting. So this is why it's coming out here. And they did it to themselves with the 8 of Swords, and they're trying to avert that disaster. But the disaster's already occurred. They already know that it's coming for them. Let's get to the outside influences affecting the situation. I'd say it's it's everyone saying this like me, allegedly entertainment purposes. Yeah, it's already kind of leaked out. The outside influences is the 9 of Wands. So with the 9 of Wands, basically is not giving up. So some people are saying, don't give up, keep going, you know, just rest between your battles. So I'd say the people involved are probably just being very defensive and alert outside of Harry. Outside of Harry, they're going to be defensive and alert and just call me if you hear anything. You know, if you see anything, make sure you let me know. You know, we got to protect our accomplishments here. We don't want to lose our reputation. We don't want to lose our money. We don't want that major tower crashing moment because one of them was a spy and let it out. So there is a lot of fear here. Let's get to the hopes and fears. 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 There we go. Ooh, the mother card. They don't want their wives to know. So a lot of these men, just like what I was saying with my friend, they get married men. They get men who are in committed relationships. They're living in the closet and they enjoy doing it for fun. Most of them are, as HG says, they're narcissists. Any hole will do. They do it for the fun. They do it for the pleasure. My friend didn't know this because at that time, I didn't know that fact, but a lot of them are married. And that's what he told me, that he can get any married guy to join in on their parties. And there you have it. They don't want the wife to know. They don't want the mothers of their children to know. Let's keep it secret. We cannot let her know this because it would really irritate her and affect their life. It would affect their life. They don't want that tower crashing. They want to keep her nurturing the family. And then we have here the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So that's arguments within themselves. Yeah, arguments within themselves is what's crashing this down, which is bringing it out to the public because someone had self-interest here. Someone had self-interest, went out, spied, took the information out. Now they're all defensive and alert because someone had self-interest and was not a team player. 3 of Pentacles is a team player. The teamwork makes the dream work. Not everybody plays nice. And that's the problem. So that's why we have the Tower here. That's as the first card that came out in the subconscious position. So yeah, there's problems. There's problems in the club here. And then they know that it could affect their family in the center of the situation, the heart of the situation. It could affect their family, the fact that they go off and isolate themselves with the Hermit. It's kind of a vacation. It's a vacation going out and isolating. With a positive group of people too, people they feel good about. People, it's like this loving energy. But yeah, it was a fun-filled conclusion here, and yeah, that isolation. They got to isolate now. I would say that they are isolating now. Harry's isolating from that positive net of people that he felt he had. and it came to a conclusion. So now he is isolated from them, I would say also. No longer truly part of it, because he truly is that Harry who's the hermit, who is trying to get back with his biological family. I would say that too. But he has isolated, I think, from the club as well. But I think there's enough connection for communication over the things that are happening. So someone is connected still, giving them, hey, let's keep alert, let's keep defensive and alert here. While you're isolating, I'm gonna let you know here. So there is someone who still is informing him, I would say, on what's dropping and what's leaking. And I would say, yeah, I've been saying for the longest time, I don't need to redo the spread because I've been doing it for 3.5 years. And I said it like 3 years ago, Harry is sexual fluidity. He likes both sexes, and they like the wild parties. It's part of the perks of the lifestyle. As HG says, a lot of them will claim that they aren't. It's just an experience. It's just fun. As he says, it's fuel. It's fuel, it's fuel, it's fuel. While they live in the closet, it is fuel. It's a fuel fest is what it is. And so there you have it. It's a fuel fest. It's a, let's go on a vacation. Let's get some positive fuel. Let's have a wild time. I also feel that's part of the reason why Harry didn't like being a royal, because he wants this wild side to be free. He wants his wild side to just fly out the door. Might be part and do why he's letting everything fly. Get it all out. Get it all out, and now nobody can use anything against me. So that might be what his part 2 book is about. He's just letting it all fly. And making money while he's doing it instead of someone else telling. So who knows what might be in part 2? It might be this. Very well could be, at least hinting around about it. It seems like he's dropping tiny, tiny seeds of it at this stage. He's really consumed with his junk, okay? Yeah, he's got issues. All right, a little bit, crazy. Sorry if you're offended. I hope you're not offended. Anyways, I tried to give it as humorous as I could without being too serious here. But yeah, from my conversation, like I said, it's what they do, all right? It's what they do, A guy I went to high school with, he had kids. He was married. He had a couple kids. He got a divorce. And then all of a sudden, on Facebook, there he is in chaps, leather, chains, being proud and out, okay? And he was posting pictures after pictures of all these wild, look at, the boys club pictures. I was like, whoa, he has turned a leaf, and he wasn't hiding it, so that's good. There was no shame in his game, but I couldn't believe the pictures I was seeing on Facebook. So they do that. They love their parties. They love their parties. They love their dancing, their drinking, and it's like being a teenager and not having to really take on the responsibility with the woman. And it's an escape. It's escapism. All right, you guys. Till next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.